Well, here we go again. And it is foggy. So I'm gonna go take a shower. We're gonna wait it out because we're not gonna do the same thing we did yesterday. Nice, fresh shower. Look, my hair is even clean and styled. So we're just waiting out the fog, but gave me a nice opportunity to get clean, take care of some other business from the morning in the proper order, and now we wait. The sun is just peeking up over the horizon right now. Over the holla. There's Tom over there sitting on the porch, and we're gonna wait. Well, there it is. As you can see, the fog is beginning to lift. There's no fog right where we are, but it is still downriver. We're looking at leaving in probably about 15 minutes. The lock is going to put us all through together. So trying to make some breakfast quickly and get the heck out of here. So we basically have to back around this big catamaran here into that channel because there's not much water around here. We have a pretty big draft, so. Yep, it's almost done. I mean, gotta also have to make sure we got some bacon. Well, one thing is making Tom a little upset. I'm down here making breakfast, so I'm not paying attention to much, but as you can see, our looper friends, who are all going to the same lock, we get it, we're not, we know we're not gonna get ahead of them for basically the rest of the day. They know that we're a faster boat. In fact, yesterday we had a whole conversation about how we couldn't idle as slow as they were traveling. So we wanted to get in the front. They know that we want to be in front, but we were a little bit late getting out of the harbor today. So we ended up at the back. We got a few more behind us, but the problem is, as you can see, they're running 3 wide. And they're basically blocking. So we can't get past and get to the front. So like right now, we're not even in gear. Tom is running at low idle and having to pull it in and out of gear to stay as slow as these guys are going. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal, but we would just like to be in front. Okay, we've been out of the lock for about an hour, and as you can see, we've got one boat in front of us way up there. We've been following him for a while, but we decided to pull it back because his speed that he's running is about 15 or 16 knots. We really want to go 20 to 22 knots. That's our most efficient speed, and around 15 or 16 knots, that's one of our least efficient speeds. So we pulled it back to let him get ahead of us, and then we'll run it up a little bit more. We've got another lock coming up in like 5 or 6 miles. The crew that was behind us, they're long behind us now, and we did have to kind of pass one guy. Salty, sorry about that. We kind of swamped him a little bit as we went by, but it's like he didn't want us to get in front of him, but kept speeding up, but he wasn't going fast. He was doing 7, 8, 9 knots, and we had to just get past him. So feel pretty bad about that, but we've got to run at an efficient speed, or else we won't have fuel range. And we don't want to have to be stopping every day for fuel, not just the time, but the cost. So we pulled it back. We have 2 more locks to go through today. That would get us to Colombus, which would be a good stopping point. But if we have the daylight, we want to try to make it past Colombus to Demopolis, which I believe we only have 1 lock in between Colombus and Demopolis. There might be 2, but I think there's only 1. And it would be a later night. We'd be running at night, I'm sure, to do that. But it's maybe what we've got to do. Well, as we were running along, nice and slow, waiting for these guys to get in front of us a bit, we noticed all of a sudden they stopped. And it seems like they ran aground right in the channel. They were right in the channel and ran aground. So they were kind of floating around for a little bit, but we called them to see if they were okay, and it seems like they're all right. Looks like they bent a prop. So they ran aground on something. Maybe it was a tree or something like that was kind of stuck in the mud. But it looks like they've got a bent prop, so they're going to try to make it to Colombus, and hopefully they have an extra prop on board, or they can find someone that can bend this one back into shape. Colombus is a fairly big spot, so there's probably someone that can work on it. Whether they can work on it right away, that I don't know. But so we made it in the lock, and it looks like we're probably going to be waiting for the rest of the party. I called the lockmaster, and she said that she's going to wait for everybody. So it looks like we'll be sitting here for quite a while. I think they're all probably about an hour back. But c'est la vie. And here we go. Gonna be a little bit aggressive because we want to get in front of everybody. Probably not gonna be able to get in front of Lucky Me. Watch out for the dead muskrat, wherever the heck that thing is floating in the water.
You're going the wrong way.
Come on. I was just waiting till they got up here to say that. You don't go north for the winter, you go south. Tom and I are having a 2 wieners on 1 bun Jamiroquai dance party!
Notice I'm not dancing.
He will. He's just camera shy. We're waiting for that lock. But our buddy Lucky Me is right behind us, and we should be able to get in this lock in like 10 minutes. They'll probably lock the 2 of us down together, and then all those slow pokes way back there that are probably a good 2 hours away, we won't have to wait for them. All right, we're headed into this lock, and we are the first ones in. We've got Lucky Me behind us, and we do not think that there's going to be anyone else in here. We think that we have outpaced the super loopers, and should be just us in this lock. The next lock is quite a ways further down, so we should be able to run pretty well. Got 25 miles or so, and we should be able to get well past those guys. Well, I see 154. We are tied up in the lock with our friends Lucky Me, but some of the other loopers have caught up. Well, it wasn't as long as I thought. It was only about an hour, but there she is coming in. That catamaran moves pretty slow. I don't know if they're down an engine or what, but as soon as she gets in, we'll be locking down. We are moving now, boy. This is we're flying. I don't know, we're doing about 28 knots. This boat makes one hell of a wake. Well, of course we have a new plan, because things just don't work out. We've been following Lucky Me all day through the locks, and look at that sun. I mean, we're gonna lose it. The next lock is right in front of us, and we are going to just lay up here at Colombus for the night, because to get through the lock and then to get to the next anchorage would be I mean, we're looking at least a couple of hours, and we got at best 45 minutes of sunlight left. We don't want to run at night. So we were fortunate enough that we could get a spot here at Colombus. We had called a couple times earlier today, and they were full, but now they say that they've got space for us where they had a cancellation because some of the trawlers that we were with just couldn't make it down here tonight. They're going to have to anchor out in places. So we're pulling in, we're gonna get some fuel, and then we're gonna go to our dock and hopefully have a pleasant evening. So the only concern here is you can see these green and red markers that we have to line up with those. And he's talking to Tom on the radio to guide him in. And supposedly it's only 5.5 feet underneath this gas dock. Yeah, quick little fuel up. You can see we did churn up a little bit. But it looks like just all silt and mud, so it shouldn't be too bad. So we're going to take a few hundred gallons of diesel here. What we're doing is we're putting it in the forward tank. There are 2 tanks on either side, the wing tanks, and then we have a forward tank as well. So what we can do is put it in the forward tank, and then we have a fuel transfer pump on the boat that will transfer it from that forward tank into the wing tanks. So we can choose which one, if we want to ballast or whatever, but we'll just put it into the forward for now. We're transferring to the wings as well, and that pump goes pretty quickly. So we like having some fuel up front too, because we feel like the boat rides a little bit better with the weight up front. Should be a nice chill night. Don't think we're going to go into town. It's a few miles away. We'll probably just hang out here, make some dinner, and get ready to go. We're talking about 6 a.m. tomorrow through the lock, which means we need to get up about 5 and try to make the most of the daylight. I hate getting up early.
So here we are at the Tombigbee River.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know it's been 22 locks, and you're all probably bored of seeing the same thing, but I don't know how to make any other content.